The worst mistake you can make as a seller is the one you don't see coming until you're stuck on the market, stressed, and losing money. If you're thinking about selling a home in Sherman Oaks, Studio City, or Encino, and you've been watching Encino real estate or Sherman Oaks real estate videos, this is the video you're going to want to watch. I'm going to show you the #1 nightmare mistake sellers make, how it quietly destroys your momentum, and exactly how to avoid it. If you want the best real estate agent in Sherman Oaks guiding your sale, and you want to prep your home so that it sells faster and for more money with way less stress, stay with me. Because almost every seller I meet later says the same thing. Alan, I wish we knew this sooner. And it all comes down to just one thing. All right, so here's what our nightmare listings look like. Rooms full of stuff, poor lighting, smells that you can't get rid of, wild colors. There's a lot of things that people don't do to their homes. Then they come to us as real estate agents and say, well, I don't want to paint. I don't want to do things that the buyers are going to change anyways, because why would I do that and put the money in it? And the problem is people don't have the vision. The millennials, the buyers that are coming to your home, they want to see a space that they can live in. They don't have a vision. They don't want to play HGTV. They want to come to the house. They want to have a strong connection to the house, and they want to say, let's buy this house. They can't do that if they come into your home and they see it full of stuff with wild colors on the walls and they see somebody else's home. I mean, listen, sure, somebody can have a vision, but it's most likely going to be at a much lower price. Why prep and staging matters so much? Think about it this way. The way people consume real estate today is on their cell phones, right? Maybe they're at their office and they get a ping, but most of the time it's a ding to the cell phone and they pick it up and they start looking and they start scrolling. It's like dating, right? Match.com, eHarmony, what have you. You scroll through the first photo, and if you don't, maybe two, if you don't like what you see, you're like, ugh, boom, I'm moving on. I don't even want to go and see the house. It's the same way in real estate, guys. When your listing is a ding on a buyer's phone, it needs to look great. It's got to have a fair price, but most importantly, it has to look good. It has to have high quality photos. All of the contents of each room need to be carefully positioned so that the rooms look big and spacious and inviting. A buyer who's looking on their phone needs to see a photo and say to themselves, honey, I want to see this house. Your job is to make your house look good. My job as the realtor, well, our job is to make the house look good, get great photos so that when your house is on their phone, they forward it to their spouse or friend or whoever and say, this is the one. Or a realtor does it, right? So if you don't do a good job getting your home ready, that may not happen. So I've had multiple sellers in my career where they came to me after their home was previously listed with another agent, and that listing either expired or canceled, and their home did not sell. And every time I go back and I look at these situations, I see the way that the home was presented to market. Now, a lot of times people are in situations where they can't move out or they don't want to move out. Let's say they try to live in the home with all their stuff and they don't do a really good job decluttering. Sometimes I've been able to get people to see the light, move out of the house, reposition it with painting, staging, landscaping, all this stuff, and then put it on the market and see it sell immediately with multiple offers. And other times we can just see that they didn't do a good enough job of getting the home ready for sale. The agent that they worked with didn't really explain to them how impactful minor changes in the way the home looks and feels can make a difference on how the buyer feels when they're inside the house. So the real issue again is working with a real estate agent that doesn't understand how to position a home for market, because that is a huge part in how to get your home sold and for top dollar. What is it like working with Alan Taylor Real Estate Group? So #1, we want to have fun. We know this is a stressful process and we want our sellers to have an unbelievable experience and we want nothing but the best for them. We come over to your home, we evaluate the current condition of the home, we recommend all the painters, vendors, handyman, contractors, whatever you need. We even have a full service concierge program where we can take over the transformation of the home. We can give you multiple estimates on painting, carpet, flooring, give you that menu, if you will, let you decide what prices you want to spend. We'll go back and negotiate with the vendors and we'll get everything so that you can sign on the dotted line. Boom, they'll do the work. We'll oversee it. We have a designer that's on our team that will help oversee it. We just want to make this process easy and efficient so that you get the best of both worlds. You get a mini transformation of your home so that it looks its best for market without a lot of headache. You've got a lot going on in your life, and the last thing on earth you need is a big project and a big push at a stressful time in your life. So we try to make that easy for you. The worst mistake that a seller can make is choosing a real estate agent that doesn't have attention to detail or care about the way the home is presented to market, right? Now, a lot of times we're seeing sellers choosing a real estate agent that's been around for a very long time, or maybe it's a friend, or maybe it's a relative. And because they're not in the market actively selling homes right now, they just don't have the same attention to detail and the same marketing plan or know how to position a home properly when it hits the market. And so you sign with these agents and then you get on the market and you get frustrated because the photos don't look good, people aren't coming to the house, and you're getting phone calls from that agent saying, hey, I think we need to continue to make price reductions. And the reason that's happening, maybe because of the price, but a lot of times it's the way the home looks online, it's how it's presented, and it's the marketing. So if you want to avoid languishing on the market, being overly stressed, wondering why your home isn't selling, the number one thing you can do or should do is hire a real estate agent that is an experienced listing agent in your market, that has a great marketing plan and is an expert at preparing homes for sale, especially in a market like this where it's hard to attract a buyer at the price you want. Honest conversations. I think this is the hardest part that real estate agents and sellers deal with when they're selling their home. A good real estate agent shouldn't be afraid to lose the listing by being honest and telling somebody not what they want to hear, but what they need to hear in order to get the best results. Now look, I'll be honest. I've lost plenty of listings because of things that I've said to sellers when I was in their living room because they didn't want to do it. Things like, your price needs to be $100,000 below your expectation, or 30% of the items in your house have to be moved to storage. We have to paint these walls. Whatever the case may be, be careful not to work with a real estate agent that's just going to tell you what you want to hear, right? Our job is to listen to you. Our job is to ask you questions. Our job is to give you information. We want to have empathy. We understand this is a very difficult and stressful process, but at the same time, we really need to be open and honest with each other. The seller's bottom line, right? Where you really stand and what you need to do, and a real estate agent's honest perspective of the way the home is currently presented, the price, whatever, all of that stuff is hugely important. If you're going to sell your home in Encino, Sherman Oaks, Studio City, Tarzana, or LA, just get a really good agent that's going to be honest with you, be honest with them, and do the right things to your house, and you're going to be able to sell it for a lot of money. Why your agent choice matters. You need a top producing real estate agent in this market, right? We're finally at the point where the housing prices are starting to fall a little bit. It takes a really, really strong agent, really good marketing, one with vendors on their speed dial, one that's ingrained in the community, knows all the real estate agents, has the marketing set up so they can communicate your offering to the widest amount of agents in Los Angeles, in your area. They know how to price the home. They have the best photographer and the videographer. They create social media. They know how to create buzz. Those are the types of real estate agents that are going to make a difference in this market. So be careful. I understand loyalty and appreciation. I understand you may want to work with your real estate agent that you've had a relationship with 20 years. Look, please do. As long as they're going to do a good job and you've seen some of their work recently and you know they're going to do it, give them the listing. But if you're talking about a friend or a relative or somebody that's not really a strong listing agent, you gotta be careful in this market. Do yourself a favor, hire the strongest real estate agent you can who knows what they're doing, and you'll have a good result. For my listings in Encino, Sherman Oaks, Studio City, San Fernando Valley, Tarzana, wherever, this is how I approach it. So I walk the home with you and I go through each room in the house and we take a look at the way it looks and the way it's presented. I bring with me a designer that I pay for $300. It's a free consultation. We come over there and we talk about the lowest hanging fruit. We evaluate every inch of your property from the curb all the way to the back property line, inside, outside, talk to you about what fixes need to be made, all of it. And our objective is to try to position this house as fresh and clean and contemporary and modern so that the buyer comes inside and wants to buy it. So at the curb, we usually often do things like little landscaping touch-ups, right? Get the grass green, maybe plant some flowers, possibly paint the front door, give it a pressure wash. We want people to pull up and feel that the house is lovely and that a home that they can live in. Inside, things like lighting. Paint is obviously the most important thing. Like a nice, fresh, creamy white, which lightens and brightens the space, is probably the number one thing that any anyone can do. The walls, cabinetry, a fresh paint is going to massively transform the way a space looks. The number 2 thing that I would say is lighting. Moving down heavy window covers, adding recessed lights where there aren't any, changing out those 25-year-old chandeliers for cool modern Amazon chandeliers. Are $200. Those little black wispy ones, you can literally get those on Amazon for like $200 and change them out, and it'll massively transform the dining room. You can take your 30-year-old wood furniture with that heavy chandelier with the window coverings, pull them down, clean the windows, change the chandelier to a new one, replace the dining table with something newer and modern, and bam, all of a sudden you have this modern contemporary space that people love. It's fascinating how much change you can make with just a little bit of money to drastically change the way a buyer feels about a space. And so that's what we do. We come in there and we evaluate all the options. We give our sellers the choice, you don't have to do any of this stuff. I mean, I've met plenty of sellers who are like, yeah, I appreciate it. I don't really want to go all through that. I just want to, move a few things around, on the market. And that's totally fine. It's up to you. But if money is your biggest concern in your object, you got to make your home look good for when it hits the market. So if you're thinking about selling your home in Encino, Sherman Oaks, Studio City, Tarzana, San Fernando Valley, Los Angeles, give us a call. And please, I don't want you to be one of those sellers who calls me, 4 months after the listing and says, gosh, I wish I would have known all this stuff sooner. We'd love the opportunity to work with you. Give us a call at 818-217-1767. Also, if you like these videos, please comment below, like and subscribe. We've got walkthrough videos coming your way. So if you want to follow all things Encino, Sherman Oaks, Studio City real estate, make sure again you like and subscribe, comment below, reach out to us. We'd love to connect with you, and best of luck in selling your home.